What's up, party people? I'm back with another breakdown of the Super Sim League, slow simming every game to see what we can learn. We are through week 14, and that means every team has been on a bye, so we should be pretty set with the number of games played for players and teams so that we can get an even better evaluation of what is working. It's pretty much chalk, but we've talked about a lot of these teams. There were some changes I did make to some of the lower teams. If anything stands out, I will point that out individually for the team or the player. We'll try to keep this quick as possible. There is an update coming out for Madden, and I think some of the defenses are getting upgrades. So hopefully these make some of the defenses better. I think the Cardinals is one, the Colts. I took a screenshot of what it was, but it looks like they're adding some new formations to these playbooks. So hopefully, when they get out, we'll do some tests, and right away we'll get on to the quick sim part of it, and then we'll see what we can learn from these playbook changes and slow sim as fast as we can. So let's get into it. Let's break down this league. Let's take a look at where all these teams are and see what we can learn. Also, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. Hype this video, and I want to let you guys know that I was approved to start a community. Another way to support me. I'm trying to do this more than just in my free time. So if you guys want to join and support me, I think the first level buys me like a cup of coffee, and the second level buys me a large, extra large cup of coffee. That's my thing, is coffee. I'm trying to create a community where not only I can help you better, get you guys early access to videos or your only videos, and help you privately with private. I forget what it's all there, like private chats. But I really want to start a community where we're helping each other, and we can actually do our own slow sim and quick sim online leagues. And I got big ideas and big plans, so hopefully you guys can help me get there, and I can help you more. So anyway, that's just some news coming out. I was approved for it, so I'll be activating that very, very soon. And again, I appreciate all your support and help. And let's keep let's keep winning. I really want to know, like, especially if you guys are in other slow sim leagues. Let me know if you win these leagues. I want to give you a big shout out. I'm very big into that and helping you guys win. So anyway, let's get into it. Let's break down what's gone on through this entire slow sim league after 14 weeks. All right, so as we look at the standings, the Ravens are 11-2. Chargers were on a 7-game win streak, just beat the Eagles in overtime on a walk-off forced fumble. That was a crazy game between the Chargers and the Eagles on Monday Night Football that just ended Week 14. Either team could have won that. It was a high-scoring game. Chargers scored a field goal in overtime. Eagles were marching, and then Jalen Hurts scrambled up the middle, got hit stick, and that was a game. So could have really been anyone's ball game. It was a great game. Chargers. Someone said their defense is good, but it's got nothing to do with their defense. Their defense is not good. They are outscoring teams. Like, they are in the bottom 10 of points given up for their playbook. Maybe their scheme could help being changed, but they're one of the highest scoring teams. They got a lot of weapons, and they use them. I mean, they're up there with the Eagles and Chargers and Bills and Chiefs and Bengals and Texans. And then you got the Jets, the Buccaneers. But anyway, that Chargers offensive playbook, probably pretty good. Going to be doing some tests with that. I don't think they're going to change offensive playbooks yet. I didn't see them add new formations or plays yet. They're probably working on that. But they definitely are changing up defenses. So we'll get into that later. Speaking of defenses, my favorite defense, 5 in a row for the Cardinals. They are one of the best teams, 10-2-1, 314 points and only 235 against. Yes, they are a great defense. I put the playbook on some other teams. I'm doing some other tests in another league, and it's working. What did I do? I got the Cardinals in another league, and I gave them the Jets playbook, and of course they're using their defense, and just instant win. It was an instant win. Then you have the Lions. Uh, they're 3 in a row. They're getting hot. One of the reasons, their defense, and Jahmyr Gibbs is right behind Saquon Barkley as just being an impossible player to be stopped by the CPU, and CPU versus CPU. He's just freaking phenomenal. He's one of, I think I'm gonna do a list of like my top players I would want to build around. And Jahmyr Gibbs, I would either want, if it's a high end player, I would either want Jahmyr Gibbs or um, Saquon Barkley. They just create so much extra yards after contact. And then the Seahawks defense. I wish they had an offense, but they're 8-5. I think part of that might be their quarterback, but very, very good defense. We've talked about it before. 49ers as well. Nice defense. Got a nice run game that helps. Packers just absolutely killing in sacks. So we'll talk about another defense here that I think might be real. We've talked about in quick sim, but we might want to look at in slow sim in a second. It's one of the things I wanted to focus on. I was looking through this yesterday. I was like, oh, you gotta look at that. So I mean, pretty much the cream is at the top. Cardinals, they are just a sneaky good team. You got Kyler, running the ball enough, and they're scoring points and they're playing defense. They are a surprise for sure. And of course, our Jets giving up too many points, but they're doing enough. They're on a 2-game winning streak, and I believe they're the team that beat the Ravens 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. The Texans just lost. They were going to lose that game. They were on a really nice win streak. I think they won like 5 or 6 in a row, but they just came up against a Chiefs team that was desperate for a win. The Chiefs were 500, and there was no way they were losing that game. So the Texans put up a huge fight. It was just on the road and against Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes probably played his best game of the year, and there was just nothing the Texan defense could do for it, but they did keep up as best they could. Cowboys are the Cowboys. We talked about Lions are streaking. Broncos are right there. Buccaneers, Commanders. There's the Chiefs. Surprised there with how bad the Chiefs are playing, but you can't get Patrick Mahomes to stop throwing interceptions. So we got some teams still kind of circling there. We'll talk about the Raiders. They throw away more than I expected. And then as far as the worst, Panthers, Patriots. I've tried everything to get a lot of these teams to go. I mean, how about the Saints not being the absolute worst? Shout out to Spencer Rattler and that Jets playbook. Vikings, Dolphins, Titans. Now, the Titans are a very interesting one. They got a lot of points against them. They're not scoring a lot of points, but they'd be a lot better when you look at what we did with their defense. I just can't get Cam Ward to play very well. Bears, it's just same thing, man. Most points for, or at least points for, the Panthers, the Giants, Titans, Saints, and Vikings. You gotta have weapons, man. Most points against: Giants, Dolphins, Panthers, Browns, Rams, Jets, Bears, Steelers. Yikes. When we look at total offense, you have the Eagles at number 1, followed by the Chiefs, Chargers, Bills. I mean, none would surprise you except for the Jets. They're at 5 in total yards. Ravens, Lions, Bengals. Then you got the Raiders, which is a bit of a surprise there. Most rush yards, you got the Jets, Eagles, Ravens. Now, most of this, Colts, Saints, Cardinals, most of this is all because of the quarterback, except for the Eagles. That's mostly because of Saquon. Give me one sec. I'm doing a whole nother game over here on my other CPU. Not CPU. Do another CPU versus CPU simulation on my other PlayStation, which will be used very shortly for figuring out which of these new defenses are good in quick sim. But anyway, a lot of this is Saquon and a little bit of Jalen Hurts, and then you get to the Lions. This is all running backs. Jared Goff ain't running that much, so that's all pretty much Jahmyr Gibbs. He's on pretty much a heater right now. He had a huge 4 touchdown game, so most of this is aided by quarterbacks running. Points per game, the Eagles, Ravens, Chargers, Bills, Chiefs. You got the Texans in that vertical power offense. Like I said, I really like that offense. Of course, the Jets. Most rushing touchdowns, the Eagles, Ravens, Jets. Now, this is all Saquon pretty much. When Jalen Hurts scores a touchdown, he's throwing it. So that's fun to see. Of course, you have the Chiefs with 30 passing touchdowns. But we'll look at that passing stuff more individually. Chiefs first in first downs, followed by the Eagles, Chargers, Bills, Jets. How about the Jets getting first downs here? Raiders. If Geno played a little bit better, the Raiders could be so much better. And then looking at individual stats, you got Mahomes about 400 yards more than anybody else at 4,000 already through week 14. And then you got Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield, Herbert. He's playing phenomenally. Geno Smith. That's a big one right there. The throwing that is going on in the Raiders. It's kind of crazy. Jordan Love. I can't stop getting that guy from throwing interceptions no matter what I do. Then you got Jalen Hurts. As far as attempts go, Patrick Mahomes has the most. Then you have Jordan Love. I mean, for a guy who's throwing that many interceptions, he should not be throwing that much. Stafford. I hope Stafford gets better. I did bump up Puka and Stafford's overall to match what they were after the update, because they're updated in my other slow sim league and they're absolutely balling. So I was like, his first game of the season, he put up 5 touchdowns. So also check out the Rams offense. We've talked about that in quick sim. Put Puka or your best player in the slot, and there you go. Of course, Josh Burrow, Josh Allen, Baker, Geno, in the top 10 in attempts. So pay attention to that. Check out the Raiders. I think someone mentioned the Raiders a while ago about being really good in slow sim. Of course, Patrick Mahomes leading the league in touchdowns, trying to get this interception to touchdown ratio to come down a little bit more. Then you got Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, same names, Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix up there, CJ Stroud getting better. And then we look at rating. Lamar, Michael Penix, really nice. Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow. Yards per attempt, Tua, Michael Penix, Jackson Dart. Although we don't have enough data on Jackson Dart, he just came back from being hurt for 4 or 5 weeks. Lamar, sacks are out of control. These guys here hold on to the ball too much. Got to get the ball out of their hands. It's like they're not processing enough and they're just holding on the ball. They're all low-end players. And the only way to fix that, I think, is to make sure they make quick reads until they get to a higher overall that will allow them to do that. Attempts, Saquon, McCaffrey, they're both in the same playbook. Brees Hall in the Jets. Joe Mixon, vertical power. with the Texans. He's getting real phenomenal to watch, breaking a lot of tackles. Then you have Tony Pollard. You know, maybe this Titans offense and defense could be a little bit better with some better players. Who knows? I'm gonna do some looking into that. Actually, it's not the Titans' defense, but a change we did make. Well, so we'll go over what the defense was, but maybe the offense would play better if we had players that broke tackles. Weird to see Jonathan Taylor not better, but I'm sure with an update, he's a freaking beast now. Looking at yards, it's mostly QBs. I would say if you're like, this is too much QB running for me, you got to take off anything that gets them leaving the pocket early or hero ball, because it's just they run enough on their own as it is. Jahmyr Gibbs, like I said, he's very hot right now. Only 176 carries, but he has 900 yards, 5.6 a carry. He's a freaking beast. Breece Hall, Joe Mixon, Chuba, one of the better players that doesn't have any abilities or traits. J.K. Dobbins, he's fun. Jalen Warren, Bijan. As far as TDs go, Saquon Barkley's just such a beast. It's all mostly quarterbacks except for Jahmyr Gibbs, Najee Harris in that power role of the Chargers. Chargers have a real nice thing going on there. You got Najee as a power back. You got Omarion Hampton, what is the receiving back and the starting running back. I don't know. Just that's a good playbook. Want to look into more. As far as receptions go, Rashee Rice 89, Chris Godwin 85. It's good these aren't all tight ends. We don't get one till like the 10th there with Laporta. Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Jalen Reed, Xavier Worthy, Devontae Adams. So pretty much all outside or slot wide receivers. So Rashee Rice is a slot in the Chiefs. Godwin's a slot in the Bucks. Boyd's a slot in the Bengals. Chase is the number one. You got Jalen Reed. He's in the slot. Xavier Worthy's not in the slot, but gets a lot of bombs. Devontae Adams is not in the slot for LA. Then you have Laporta, Puka in the slot, Shakir in the slot. I believe Jacoby Myers is in the slot. So, and then Nico Collins, he's also heating up in this vertical power. I've watched him now in 2 different leagues, and he's one of my favorite players. He's probably someone I would trade for, or want to draft and build around. He's just such a beast. I mean, he's doing more with less compared to Jamar Chase. I would probably want Nico over Jamar Chase and Slowsome. Maybe. Tyreek Hill, of course, and then Brian Thomas Jr. is a freak. DK Metcalf's a freak. He could be way better, I think, if he had a better quarterback. Touchdowns: Nico, Devonta Smith, Jamar Chase, Dallas Goedert, Xavier Worthy. Now, don't forget, the Eagles are in the San Francisco offense. And the defensively, take it with a grain of salt. Too many sacks, too many tackles for loss. Will Anderson, Bosa, Parsons. The leaders: Parsons, Bosa, Wyatt, Trey Hendrickson. Leader in interceptions: Kirby Joseph, Darius Washington. Then you got Patrick Surtain, Travis Hunter, Christian Benford, Overshawn. So here's one of the things I wanted to point out. So this is total defense. And as you see, Dolphins have given up the most. The Rams, which is interesting because we're going to talk about the Rams in a second. The Bears, the Cowboys, the Browns, Chiefs, Panthers, all have given up a ton of total yards. But then you have the Titans down here. And we've talked about the 49ers and Saints, the Lions, Seahawks, and Bills. So these are all the top defenses. Now, I saw this, and I forgot about this. So the Titans, number 1 in total defense against. Number 1 against the pass. Number 2 against the rush. They have given up a good amount of points. They're at 294. And when you look at sacks, they're 3rd in sacks. Now, why is that? Is it because of their playbook? It's because of the playbook they're using, not because of their playbooks. Let's look at schemes. I forgot when I was trying to fix the Titans, I did this, and it's been this way for weeks. I put them in the Atlanta offense and just wasn't. That's right. I put them in the Atlanta offense. I can't get them to play well in offense at all. But they're in the Mike Vrabel New England 3-4 under. And I don't know why I just thought it was the Rams. Oh God. I always get the Rams and New England mixed, but look at that. And why is New England better? Besides probably their offense is killing them. What are they in? Patriots are in base 3-4. The Rams are in base 3-4. We gotta get these teams in the unders, man. So there you go. That New England 3-4 under. We gotta start looking at on some teams there and see if we can put the Rams in different defense because they're playing so much better in my other league. It's just what's going on here. So anyway, to clarify, we've talked about defenses people are looking for. Seattle 3-4 Storm. Now let's put in here New England 3-4 under. What's the Lions 3-4 under? Look at that. Who else we got? The 49ers are in a 4-3 cover 3. I know someone's been looking for a 4-3 cover 3. I think we talked about that before. The Cardinals base 3-4 works for them. I think that's pretty much it as far as defenses I want to take a look at. Texans are in base 3-4, but their offense is kind of what's powering them up right now. So there you go. I think there weren't any really changes to players that I made that were like, wow, instant win. They played so much better. And then we look at the Titans real quick. Cam Ward only 2,200 yards passing. Will Levis did come in for him and kind of looked pretty good. But 10 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. That's not going to feed the Bulldog at all. Tony Pollard hasn't even hit 200 carries yet. Only 4 yards to carry. That's not going to do much. Cam Ward's not even running enough. Calvin Ridley's our leading wide receiver. Okonkwo, he's missed a game. Gabe Davis. They keep putting in Tyler Lockett. It's not great. But when you look at the defense, what's this New England defense is doing for these players. I mean, Jeffrey Simmons is a beast. One of the leader in tackles for loss, 18 sacks. The rookie, how about this? Oladejao, I think it's how you say his name. 17.5 for a rookie. What's he got on him? What's under the hood here? 6'3", 261, 88 power move, 92 finesse. I cannot speak. 85 speed, 87 acceleration. Block sheds over a 90. I mean, who knew this guy was going to be this good? No traits, but he's an 88 overall right now. +5 with the morale boost. So he's playing phenomenal. And for those of you who might be interested, just to look at the MVP race here through 14 weeks. You got Lamar's number 1 in MVP voting. Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Saquon. You got Parsons. There's no way one of them will win it. Gannon, Coach of the Year. That is acceptable. NFC awards. You got Barkley, Offensive Player of the Year. Bosa, Defensive Player of the Year. Ibuka, or however Rob Gronkowski says it. Have you ever heard that clip? Is the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Donovan Ezeraku, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Best QB, Jalen Hurts over Knicks. Saquon, Best Running Back. Devonta Smith, Best Wide Receiver. Taylor Decker, Best O-Line. Micah Parsons, Best D-Line. Frankie Louvu, best linebacker. Kirby Joseph and Terrion Arnold. Up there for best DBs, best kicker is Cairo Santos. And then looking at the AFC, you have Lamar, of course, Offensive Player of the Year. Nico, though, catching up to him. Justin Fields right there, Defensive Player of the Year. You have Will Anderson and Trey Henderson and Jeffrey Simmons battling it out. Ashton Genty, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Almarian Hampton right behind him. 2 Raiders here. Jack Beck, how about that? Oladejo, Defensive Rookie. Best kick. I'm saying best kicker because I'm looking at this game over here. Running into the kicker. Best QB, of course, Lamar. Joe Mixon, best running back. Nico. So 2 players from that team right there, and that vertical power offense of the Houston Texans. No Boom, best O-line. Will Anderson, best D-line. Demetrius Knight, best linebacker. Isn't he a rookie? Ardarius Washington, best DB, and best kicker is Cam Little. So there you go. Those are the awards. Those are the stats. Those are the standings. Let me know if you learned anything. Has any of this helped? I think I'm going to finish out this league, and then we're going to move on to something else. So it'll be just doing playbooks individually now and seeing how we get to them work. So after this update comes out, we're going to focus on defenses. I don't think offense is going to change for a while, but that's also why I'm looking at some of these alternative playbooks. I know some of you can't use them, but they probably won't change. So there you go. All right. Things I want to look at. I want to look at more Rams. Not Rams. Yeah, I want to look at Rams 3-4 under. I want to look at New England's 3-4 under. I want to look at Lions 3-4 under. The Raiders offense and the Chargers offense. That's what I want to look at more closely. All right. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. You know the drill. I'll have videos at the end of the card that you can check out if you haven't checked them out already, or something down in the pinned comment. And be on the lookout for my community that I'm trying to start here on YouTube. Try to do more of this. I want to try and give back more. So anyway, see you guys later. Peace.